That is
great.
scary.
I didn't write it. I didn't. Clearly, somebody else did and put it in the movie. They didn't put a lot of other things in the movie.
Oh, well, let's start here. Are you feeling fantastic?
I'm feeling something. I wouldn't call it fantastic.
Hi, welcome to the show. This is Chaotic Neutral. I'm Caleb.
And I'm Taylor.
And today we are talking about Fantastic Four: First Steps. Now, but asterisk, major spoiler alert, just immediately.
Of course.
We are going to jump right in talking about the movie. Major asterisk number 2, these are our opinions. Please don't
Yeah,
jump
straight face
down our
down.
throats. Yeah, it's preemptive. You jump ahead of it.
Right. Well, do you want to do what we did with Superman and do a pre-spoiler, no spoiler section where we just talk about our general feeling of the movie? And
I don't know if we can.
I think we can, and I think we owe it to the audience to be like, hey, if you want to watch part of this, this is what we think, and then go. I feel like with newer movies, if we're going to talk about them and review them, I think we have the
You want to do
We
10
should do
minutes?
that.
You want a non-spoiler
not
at a time?
It doesn't even have to be 10 minutes because I know we have a lot to say about this.
Right, that's why don't want to waste energy. But yeah, let's do a little bit of background.
So no spoilers,
For this next little bit, in the time code, we'll put when we officially start talking about spoilers.
and then we'll give a big warning.
I want to get a button. I want to get like an easy button that hits and then like says spoilers.
I've got that old blockbuster button.
That's very funny. We should use that.
Yes.
Yeah, we should. Well, that might give me trauma.
Yeah, I love that.
Let's start with a question.
Who is if you have one?
No,
I have
go for
one.
it, go for
Who was your favorite member of the Fantastic Four?
Ooh,
Why was it not Sue?
Oh, you can't start that way. You can't start that way. Mine, funny enough, was always I don't know why this is funny. Mine was the Thing. Yeah, growing up,
Oh, yeah,
it was always the Thing. I loved his attitude. I liked in the comics when he actually said it's clobbering time. I just like that he's the only one that got really dogged. Like they all get cool abilities, and he can't walk outside without being yelled at and thrown stuff at.
yeah.
Which you brought up before. That first Fantastic Four, the 2004 Fantastic Four.
Yeah.
I liked it. I don't know why it gets so much hate.
It's bad, but
it's kind of funny.
better Fantastic Four movie than we've had in a very long time.
In the Thing suit is practical, so like you get this kind of human portrayal, and it touches on the storyline of everyone thinks he's a freak. He falls in love with someone who's blind because she can see. She doesn't care about what he looks like. It cares about what's on the inside. And I like that. I like that whole plot line.
There's that like really actually like hard-hitting emotional scene after the bridge where they save the truck, where his wife is there, or like they're engaged, and she takes off the ring and puts it on the ground, and he goes over and he can't pick it up, and Reed has to pick it up for him. I'm like, oh, that hurt.
Yes.
That actually hurt.
Yeah. Just that's why I like him.
Yeah.
He's doing his best, and he's the only one whose life is just kind of ruined for that little while before he knows how to deal with it.
Yeah. We got to come up with names. I'll be Mr. Fantastic. Sue, you'll be the Invisible Woman. Johnny, you'll be the Human Torch, and Ben, you'll be the Thing. You'll be the Thing, and we'll call you the Thing. It's like, Jesus Christ, I thought you were friends. Why not Rockman or like Smash or something? The Thing.
Well, they could have called him Clobber.
Something.
The Thing. Yeah, that's doing him dirty.
The Human's Boulder. He's the Human Torch. I couldn't have got Ben. You're the Thing. I liked it.
Like
The Rock.
that wasn't taken at that point.
Wasn't taking it. Well,
Then though,
back in the day, no, it wasn't.
free real estate.
Jack Kirby
Oh
could
man.
have.
Oh, I just want to jump into the movie. What, Jamie?
The Rock was already established by 2004.
Yeah, we're talking about
the
60s.
Oh, okay.
way
Got
back.
out Stan Lee and Jack Kirby.
Which I don't think this is a spoiler, but in the credits of the first steps, they do have a little thing for Jack Kirby. I thought that was cute.
Cool.
So back to non-spoilers.
So
what's your answer?
So you like The Thing? Well, is that the same answer for this movie? Is The Thing is your favorite character of the four?
If we're talking about this movie,
Yeah, this movie specific.
Kirby is my favorite character. Of the Fantastic Four.
He's in the tower, but who's your favorite of the four in this movie?
Of the four, you tried a hard bargain.
Yeah, I know.
Honestly, for first steps, it's Sue. I think she carries the movie. I think has the most character movement, most at stake, the most growth. I think she is the best out of all four of them.
We'll have to get into that.
And she's the only casting that I found fully believable at all times. All the other characters took me out of their portrayals. Vanessa Kirby, I think, killed it. I think she did a fantastic job. But yeah, overall, it's the thing. For this movie, it's Herbie, and if you have to make me choose, Invisible Woman, and a third would be Galactus. But
what character? Like,
was Galactus
he's there?
I just like that he's there, and he looks.
He's not Cloud.
He's not a cloud. Yeah, like they made.
Oh, we're gonna disagree.
All right.
This.
Spoiler time. Like we have to get in.
No.
We have to get in.
Well, I got to answer. I actually was going into this movie with really, really, really low expectations.
Yeah, we know.
I was still surprised, which is great.
Yeah, well, that's spoiler.
That they flew under them.
Yeah,
as well.
You got to answer your own question.
Yeah, I actually ended up really liking Johnny. I liked Human Torch by the end of it. There was I feel like he was one of the only characters. I think Reed is actually everything you said about Sue is actually just take all of that and put it on Reed. Because I think Pedro actually, as fatigued I am with seeing him, he is a very good actor.
Yeah.
I think Johnny actually does a lot in this movie. He has a lot of character. I think Reed's the heart of the movie, but I like Johnny the most by the end of it.
I think Johnny does have some good stuff. I can't get past this portrayal of Reed Richards. Because like you said, Pedro Pascal does a great job. I think all the actors, nods to everyone involved. Maybe other than the writers. But Reed Richards, I don't know. There wasn't enough struggle for me personally. And Pedro does a great job, but when I look at Pedro Pascal as Reed Richards, I just see Pedro Pascal. Like he's almost too big.
That's kind of my problem with Pedro Pascal is that he's so ubiquitous now. I mean, good for him. He is a good actor, but I think for me the fatigue is setting in, and the just he is kind of everywhere. I mean, besides this, he's got one or two other movies that came out this year too.
He has 3 releasing this month.
Yeah, but it's a month.
But again,
that's wild.
So who was your favorite Fantastic Four character overall?
Overall, Johnny, mostly just because he hangs out with Spider-Man.
Yeah, they are very similar.
Yeah, they're friends.
I always loved Chris Evans. I think I think that's the best. Joseph Quinn did a good job. And I do like the development he had.
Oh, and Fan Four Stick. Yeah, that.
Are you trying to the word mark?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, Fan Four Stick. Because the 4 is in the middle of the movie, in the middle of the title, kind of thing.
I mean, you gotta fit it in somewhere. All right.
Well, at the end,
we are doing spoilers.
All right,
because your answer was almost spoilers, anyways. What about what? All right. How do you
go away? Bye, everybody. If you
Jesus Christ.
If you haven't seen the movie, we're going to talk. And arguably,
or if you just don't care.
If you don't care, good. We're gonna talk.
What are you on today?
What? If you don't care, good. Hang around. We love to have you.
There you go. See inflection.
That's what I'm saying. Oh, the up and down. It's kind of throwing you a little bit.
Go away. But I love you to stay.
If you care, if you want to go and see the movie, go and see the movie. from here on out, we're going to be talking about spoilers, and I think we're going to get into some pretty specific
Yeah,
trailers.
and like we said at the beginning, this is our opinion. We invite you to have a different opinion. Please jump in the comments and tell us why we're wrong. I mean, we're already differing.
Yeah.
So I want to see how everyone else is, because even the reviews that are coming out about this thing are so out of like my sister was like, I love this movie, and then I'm reading articles where people are like, this is the worst MCU movie. I don't think it was the worst.
I don't think it's the worst. It's hard to beat Thor: Dark World.
It is hard to beat Thor. You never even saw Quantumania. All right, the bar has been lowered. Dark World, I kind of look back on
Such a tripping hazard at this point.
It is. So in that, let me just start and say, I think it was fine. I don't think it was piss poor. I don't think it was terrible. I think it was fine. I have a lot of questions, and you brought up Reed Richards, so I'd like to start there.
Sure,
Because my problem with this, and I you know, I've read some things that you know, they cut John Malkovich to put in more character moments.
They cut John Malkovich, and they also sliced and diced almost every aspect of this movie.
Well, my point being, they cut out things to make room for more character development, and I still don't feel like Reed Richards was as developed enough to make me buy in.
I don't think any of the characters were developed enough. I don't think any of them got enough character moments. Like, I think, honestly, if I'm going to say anybody of them did, gun to my head, Ben. But it's...
Does he grow a beard?
No, what? That's not character development. That's
Yeah, he do. I mean,
no, him going to the old neighborhood and being on the street, like, that's the closest to character development I think any of them get to.
I think
like him overcoming his like anxiousness to go and talk to that character Rachel at the synagogue.
Yeah, which I mean, that
I think it's cute.
I wanted it to be Alice. I think her name is Alice, the blind character he usually ends up with in the comic.
Sure.
But yeah, that stuff was cute. I will stay on my point that Invisible Woman, Sue Storm, I think is the best character of this movie, hands down. The mother aspect of it, the things that she goes through, the end where she is kicking Galactus's ass, I found all that pretty enjoyable. I couldn't get into Joseph Quinn as Johnny Storm, and it may have been the haircut, but something was just felt really forced about him being Johnny Storm. And then seeing Pedro Pascal as Reed Richards, I'm just like, that's Pedro Pascal acting in this movie, kind of took it out of it. This thing is completely animated, so I really can't get as invested in the character as I'd want to.
Mm-hmm.
And so it leaves me with Sue and her believable plot line and the mother angle, the parent angle. So that's why I think that was the best character. Oh, I was about to hard pit it, but yeah, I'll stay there. Yeah,
I don't think so.
I won't read to suffer. Like that's why I can't pick him.
Why do you hate him?
No, because in the comics he hates himself, and I don't think that came through enough.
You don't think so? Like, he clearly blames himself for everything that happened to the Four. You get multiple moments where he's talking about like the suit designs, and he's scared to go back in space. He's scared to be a father. Dude, Pedro as Reed has so many points where he's the smartest guy in the room, but he's emotionally stilted. Like he is suffering with that. He has guilt for what happened to his best friend with Ben and putting everybody else in danger. He's worried about being a father and what that means for the kid because of the radiation and all that. He's worried about the world. Like, there's a moment where everybody goes out and he's like, I've coordinated like 48 different groups of criminal activity, and I just sent everybody out to go get them. And Ben goes, you baby proof the world at least New York City, I suppose, which already seemed like it was fine.
Which, I mean, that seems a little dystopian.
Yeah, that seems pretty authoritarian, ridiculous. A lot about the Fantastic Four in this world. It is a different world from our own, and I want to make a point on that, because a lot of my issues with Superman was it is the comic book world, but it is a world that is more similar than it is not to our own.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Completely
opposite.
This is a very different reality, a very different world where
Very
the UN is more like the Future Foundation. That's what it kind of takes over as. And the entire world listens to the Fantastic Four as an authority.
Yeah, the UN is an advisory body to the Fantastic Four.
I mean, they're the Future Foundation is what they're called.
Right.
But they have representatives from all over the world. But like everyone,
Well, I mean, they did have one from Latveria who just wasn't showing up.
which
Yeah, me and
let me ask you a question.
me and Maddie just so eject completely.
Let me ask you a question about that. If you don't know anything about the Fantastic Four, you're going in, you know nothing about anything. What, as a audience member, does a empty chair tell you?
Well, I think it tells you that an entire world who bows down to the Fantastic Four. There's one area that doesn't.
Okay.
But
What else?
obviously it's an Easter egg for the hardcore fans who do know the stuff. But I would say the same thing about Mole Man and Subterranea. Like that's very strange and they don't explain it enough.
They don't explain anything in this movie. And when they do explain it, it's usually to do with science stuff that doesn't make a lot of sense.
Yeah, well, I mean, I don't necessarily think they needed to. But they had room to.
They had a lot of room to that they just didn't, which is a choice
They didn't need to,
you could make.
but they could have.
I think some explanation would have helped.
Well, for Latveria, no, it's not part of the plot.
No, it's not. It's not part of the plot.
No.
So why even have it there?
It's just Easter.
It's not full.
Yeah, like Marvel can't get around it. Like, because this was touted as the movie that you don't have to have a complete knowledge of the current MCU to go watch, but it's still leading up to Doomsday. It's still the first movie of Phase 6, so they have to.
It's going to lead into Avengers, so it's
So you have to have the Easter eggs. You can't help yourself. You can't help it.
yeah, and that's a negative. That's
Oh yeah.
it's crazy. Like that doesn't make any sense that you're inviting
Well,
a new audience in on this. Like if you were going to tell an origin story, you would do it here, and they do in the form of a montage with the line, "As we all know." Which
yeah. The exposition in this movie was done.
I hate it.
terribly.
I hate it so much.
The first 10 minutes of it is wild. It's and supposedly this is where the John Malkovich cut was like a cut segment was supposed to show them in action fighting against Red Ghost and the Apes, and they reduced it to a 2-second clip
Yeah.
during a montage where they explained all the origin, they explained the current state of the world, they explained that Reed and Sue are having a child, they explain all the villains that they have defeated, that Subterranea exists because it's going to be important later on, and how the Fantastic Four have set up the government, and they just blow through the stuff to get you here.
Yeah. But the whole movie does that. Like every bit of the movie is just go, 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 go. It has the craziest like transition from scene to scene to plot point. to plot point.
Go. But I'll tell you this. I remember sequentially almost everything that happened about Superman, and I'm having the toughest time remembering what actually happens in this movie. We are moving at a blistering speed, but it doesn't really necessarily feels like anything's happening. At least to me.
Yeah.
Like there was several points in the movie where I like caught myself yawning, and I was like, "What am I doing?"
Bored.
I'm bored.
I'm really bored by this movie.
There are
so much is happening.
There are some cool moments. There's some really fun, interesting moments, like the whole Galactus bit. Anytime Galactus is involved, is really cool, really well done. We see an actual Galactus. We see his ship. You see him eating a planet. He's proper size.
He's kind of small.
That's how big he is.
He's not, but as I understand Galactus, he's just a very, very large entity floating through space. He's got a ship.
Yeah, he's got a ship that sustains him. I love the ship. Because it explains how he eats, and I like that.
He has a tractor beam.
Oh,
That-
yeah, you got a ship.
He uses once.
Well, yeah, you only needed it once.
He only needed it once.
You only needed it once.
He only needed it once.
Yeah, that you saw.
I mean, they fly away. They could have just tractor beam, just hit him with the tractor beam.
No, you can only use the tractor beam up close.
Really?
Yeah.
Was that how that works?
Yeah.
You know, at least Han and Luke and Leia and Ben and all them had to turn the fucking thing off to leave.
But not everything can be Star Wars. I'm sorry.
Not everything.
I'm
should.
sorry. Disney's been trying since the 2000s.
I have a problem with Galactus because I have a problem with how they set up Galactus, because this whole thing of I think you can tell a really interesting story. I think again the pacing and how they have to move everything along. If the movie wasn't just Reed and Sue are pregnant, they're gonna have the baby. He's worried about the baby and how it's gonna interact with how the radiation is gonna affect them and what they're gonna be like. You have the surfer come down. You're all gonna die. Bye.
Yeah.
And leaves. My problem is the idea of Sue going back into space while she's heavily pregnant, and
Gotta do what you gotta do.
that doesn't sound very good for the development of the baby.
Oh no, but he's a space wizard, so I think it's okay.
So it's just fine.
Yeah, Franklin can bring her back from the dead, so it's fine.
Yeah, that's we'll get there.
All right. What did you enjoy?
What did I enjoy?
Yeah. Tell me a scene that you enjoyed. We'll wait. I'll wait. Or an aspect.
I think they nailed the 1960s aesthetic for some of it, even as inconsistent as it is. They have black and white TVs, but they also have faster than light travel and teleportation. So,
Yeah, it's the Jetsons. It's retro future.
it's not very well done. I think it looks very good, but again, as a person who can look at something and look at it be okay, look at it and it be visually appealing and interesting. I think what they do to New York and how they it reminds me a lot of Fallout.
Yeah.
And where we see
that's also retro futurism.
yes, it is.
Yeah.
It's a world that Fallout is a world in which I think the lore is the microchip was never invented, so everything went to atomic power. So everything went into that, and then we get hundreds of years of going on that strain. This is we don't really actually know what year it is. I don't think we get a year time span. We just know it's a different year. No, we don't. But we're able to tell that this is based off a 1960s era retrofuturism.
Exactly.
I think as one of the only aspects of the movie that I did enjoy, I do think they nail the style of the costume design and civilians. I do think they nail that. I do think all the I want to call it architecture or just general interior design layout things.
The whole movie felt like Sky Captain.
In the World of Tomorrow? Yeah, I could see that. Yeah.
Even kind of looked like it to some extent.
It's kind of more diesel punk, but yeah.
Well, I mean more like how the few characters that are played by actual humans are the only real things in the shot. That's how Sky Captain looks, and that's what I take away from this movie. I agree with you. I love the look. I love swinging towards the 60s retrofuturism. It's that's what Fantastic Four came out as. That's what it looked like. They're fighting in space all the time with fun looking helmets and stuff. And that's what this movie was. Mm-hmm. It was the same exact thing that I praised Superman for. So I'm not going to be a hypocrite and go against Fantastic Four for trying to be more like the comic books. I'm totally fine with that. But when you have everything in your shot not actually be there, and then you have these floating human heads just kind of popping into the shot that are composited in, that I just can't it just takes me out of it so much.
Yeah.
And I love visual effects, and I love you got to build some real stuff.
I'll
You got to be on.
Here, I'll give you another prop. I think Herbie's design is Herbert. I think his design was really cool.
His eyes are cassette.
I love that. Yeah, that's
Oh,
super
so
cool.
fun.
That's a great idea. I actually think the effect of the Human Torch looked pretty good.
I have a gripe about that.
Yeah.
And I assume the answer is Reed very smart, he fixed problem. Everything that Reed owns stretches, and everything that Johnny owns doesn't catch on fire.
Right.
And when Johnny's on fire near other things that are flammable, they don't catch on fire.
Catch on fire. Now we do see a moment. We do see a moment.
I can suspend my disbelief.
His control of flames is so much like I can believe that Johnny Storm, the Human Torch, has such a control over fire and how fire works.
Making like cold fire,
No,
or he just is not like letting it ignite.
I think what it is like we see Johnny fly in the incredibly breakneck
when he takes all of the fire out of the city.
I think what he can do is he can pull that in and where like so
Yeah, you're saying he's not letting it spread. Like
Yeah.
he's consciously doing.
I think it's like a campfire. I think what Johnny's power allows him to do is allow to keep all of that like very, very close to him and allow the effects to happen. But I don't think as he's passing by like Reed's like table, I don't think unless he's like touching it or even anything like that,
There's that
I don't think he's gonna scorch
So
it.
there's that one shot where the lights go out in the building, so Johnny ignites.
Yeah, I think that
And they're like this close to each other.
yeah.
And Reed's like not even reacting, like Johnny's hot.
Yeah.
You're this close to an open flame. Like even
Yeah.
a campfire. Like be that close to a campfire.
Yeah.
It's hot.
Yeah, no, I agree with you.
So that it was like such a small thing. 'Cause
It's
I'm like
very
again, but everything that Reed owns stretches with him at like the direct proportion. There's like not even like a fabric sim that like falls off his wrists when he moves. It's like everything just like he just stretches, and that felt really cheap to me.
I think
That felt
I think the stretching is like really cheap. I think the stretching is done very
when he's
poorly.
in his suit. Sure, fine, whatever. When he's in
it looks weird.
I think it looks weird, period. But when you're just in a suit and tie, and again, like so, like if I move here, right, like my sleeve is not my arm. It moves on its own.
Right.
And every time Reed moves, his arm is just like if his collar's here, it's now over here with zero movement.
Yeah, you know, there's a weird thing to
And they almost hid him from stretching the entire movie, and I think they could.
Yeah.
I think it's because they couldn't quite figure it out.
which is so weird because in the same series you have like Kamala Khan and like I didn't
Well, they changed.
but I hear that
Yeah,
they don't
no,
get-
they changed her power. She doesn't stretch anymore because they couldn't figure it out. So she has like crystal powers.
you have Netflix doing One Piece where Monkey D. Luffy is made out of rubber and they do a good job there. You're telling me Disney can't do
I don't know. I don't know what the reasoning is, but
also that
the only time I really liked the stretching was when Galactus stretched him. I
Yeah.
thought that felt really cool.
I disagree. I think it shows just how poorly they don't know what to do with him with that power because Galactus stretches him like this far
Yeah,
in scale and in Reed is in agony.
he's
It's
about
like,
to rip. Yeah,
what art Stretch
I was
Armstrong
I was
not
under-
sure, or stretchy
I was under the impression that you could just kind of silly bands him.
like I would understand if he
In the
like
comics, he turns into like different shapes and different all sorts of stuff.
you know, I mean, like there's the comparison to the other films with him. Like I remember the ending, and that's another thing.
The
To bring up the
2004 stretching is pretty good for 2004.
crazy. Remember at the end of the movie where like they're all fighting Doom? That's another thing.
Mm-hmm.
For the Fantastic Four being such a team, we don't really get a whole lot of they don't really sync as a team in how they attack anything. They all kind of just the Thing will throw something
Yeah.
and it doesn't work, and Johnny will flame something and it doesn't work, and Sue will be there, and Reed will stretch and do parkour and hit him with a stick.
People are gonna start thinking you're a misogynist.
Unfortunately, that is like a worry that I have had with that. Like, I don't think the actress does a bad job as Sue. I think she's good. I think they don't know what to do with her.
Well, as far as like the powers and stuff,
But I
go,
think that's
we
a
only
problem
see
with
them
Sue
use.
Storm in every time we've seen her.
Yeah, I mean, she usually gets like demoted to. Yeah, I somewhat agree with you, but you said they don't work as a team very well. We only see them as a team like twice. This is not,
Outside of montage.
this is not an action movie,
No,
like by any
no.
definition of it. They fight. Yeah, they have a montage, which I don't count. They fight Galactus,
Multiple montage.
and then they fight in the ship, and that's the only time they're fighting. I saw a review today actually that said this feels like a movie directed by Reed Richards.
What does that mean?
It's just kind of boring and way too focused on the science.
Yeah. The science, that doesn't make a whole lot of sense either.
Well, the science doesn't need to make sense. It's a comic book movie. The science does not need to make sense. It doesn't.
When you're
The biggest movie of
you're
this
hinting-
franchise is
Yeah.
based on time travel.
it probably should make a little more than no sense at all.
If you're focusing on the science, then yeah.
Yeah, which
If they throw a few
They're-
more action scenes
they're
in
all
there, then I don't.
scientists.
They're all scientists.
Apparently.
Johnny Storm is a scientist.
Apparently.
Yeah, that one.
Johnny likes women, but Johnny likes space, so Johnny likes space women. But Ben like when Johnny talk in third person.
There's some weird stuff in this movie.
Okay, so can we talk about how, like, in some scenes, like, you want to talk about Reed Richards being boring. We get him teaching the class and they're bored and he's like, you want to see an explosion? And they're like, yeah, that's why we're here. When they're going to go and fight Galactus and they don't really understand what he is, they're all around the table and Johnny and Ben are around the table and they're like, all right, how do we fight this guy? And Reed is going over how they need to fight this guy and what they know. And they literally just say he's boring, and it's like, he's telling you, he's answering what you're saying.
Yeah.
It's like, but we can punch him if none of that works, right? It's like, you guys are scientists.
Yeah,
You guys are smart. Like,
which is
You
how they would
what
act.
this
It is
is.
how they would act in the comics. But I don't think that's an excuse. I'm just devil's advocate. That is how they'd act in the comics.
Here's-
That is Johnny
it's
and
an-
Ben's. That is Johnny and Ben's exact attitude in the comics.
here's the thing. I don't feel like Marvel really cares about the comics. I feel like they are taking what they want from the comics, but the movies are for the movie going audience.
I think that's shifting. I think I mean at least they're trying to make them look like the comics.
Again, visual has nothing to do with writing.
I refuse to believe they're making them for the movie going audience because they are not good at movie going experiences.
I'm not saying they're competent in what they're doing. I'm just saying that's what the
like,
goal.
I much rather watch a Marvel movie at home nowadays.
I'd rather watch
Angelic.
a old Marvel movie at home nowadays.
There is fun stuff in this movie. There's visually kind of nice stuff in this movie, but the things that tie those moments together are just kind of strange.
Well, nothing ties anything together because every scene is like followed and preceded by them being in either the same space that they were, but they like, again, this movie is
That's why it all
by
kind of blends.
montage.
It kind of blends together to me.
Like the whole like
They are doing this similar stuff in almost every scene.
exactly baby proofing the Baxter Tower is almost identical to them figuring out how to correlate the world powers to create the bridge designs
Yeah.
all over the world,
Which to some extent is just stylization.
yeah, I think the movie has a problem with it.
But yeah, the most exciting well, I wouldn't say baby proofing the Baxter building, but the most like exciting moments are montaged. Like the beginning is
They're
montaged,
boring.
the end is montaged. Well, yeah, they took the event that could be very exciting and montaged it and got it out of the way so we could go back to building the familial relationship with the Fantastic Four, because that's what this movie is. It's focusing on the family aspect of them, which cool, but it's a Hallmark movie with superpowers. It's not necessarily a super action hero movie. It's not even like a buddy cop movie that it could be with Johnny and Ben.
No, yeah, there's a lot of weird scenes where like for them being a team and them being together, they are like surprisingly not together on a lot of things.
Well, that's accurate, right? Like that's what they do in the comics. Like I
Again,
won't
I
fault
don't
them
think we
for
can-
anytime they pull something directly from comics, would rather them do that. So it's like those things I don't have as much of an issue with over the stuff that's just I don't know why they're doing that. I don't know why this was the decision to go ahead and do, like reducing a major villain role to a 2-second clip with a CGI monkey, and then in the end credits having a prolonged cartoon outlining that same villain. And I'm like, you could have just put him in the damn movie at that point.
It's gonna be a hot take.
I will never let John Malkovich go. I will be mad about that for the rest, like unreasonably mad about that for the rest of my life.
Okay.
I swear to you here on this podcast.
I like him too. I just don't think I honestly don't think it matters in the crux of the film.
I don't think it changes.
The film fundamentally doesn't work.
I think I don't feel that strongly, but it is weird, right? Like we've had conversations before. Like I'd rather a movie be very bad or very good.
Yeah.
Once it falls into that middle mediocre tier,
Yeah.
that's what I feel this is.
4 to 6 is
Yeah.
like the
Like Quantumania and Dark World are terrible. This movie's I don't know what this movie is.
Yeah.
Honestly, there's a lot of stuff that visually I just eat up. And then they'll go and do something like have the thing Axel or Angle grinding his beard off and then just decide to keep it, which I don't even necessarily hate. It's a cool choice, but like that becomes like a plot point that they like.
No, it's just a little throwaway thing. It's just
No. It becomes like it is there for multiple scenes of he's angle grinding, so he can't finish, and so John
because of the power.
because of the power outage. So I'm like,
Or
you could never go back. Yeah. So you could never cut it again. And Johnny's like, I kind of like it. And then he starts growing it out, and everyone's like, oh, I like the beard. Oh, I like it. And then by the end of the movie, it's like down here, and it's
like
just
a
a
full
permanent
beard.
part of his look. Yeah. So I mean, that's intent. That is not a throwaway thing. That is, we are doing this and gonna.
I'm
keep
so glad we
track of
focused
time
on
to do
that.
it.
I'm so glad we focused on that.
It was the most interesting thing that was kind of happening. It was like, oh, I have a passage of time through his beard length.
Gonna look at some of my notes here.
I still think it's wild that you took notes during the movie.
You know, it's funny that they're as cohesive as they are writing in the dark. So again, I am willing to give the movie a lot of leeway in terms of setting things up in dealing with, like say other superheroes. The movie makes it very clear that the Fantastic Four are in control of this planet.
Yeah, without a doubt.
Stark Industries exists.
Yeah, because you said it was on the pregnancy test. I missed that completely.
I believe that's what I saw. It
Yes.
says Stark Industries on the pregnancy test. So Howard or Tony exist, maybe? What
in the same
same way that Little Caesars and Lucky Charms.
I meant just in the same world that obviously Doctor Doom exists in. So and RDJ is playing Doctor Doom. So is this actually just a Tony Stark variant, Platinum Doom, and it's not Victor Von Doom?
I don't even think that was Tony in the
They said that is RDJ on stage. They said that is him
You
filming.
didn't need to pay him to come and do that.
When I found that out, I was like, cool. Why?
Why?
You could have gotten
Why? We don't see anything.
you could have gotten Pedro to do that. Like, again, I think it's fine. I think clearly a lot of work was done on this movie, but before this movie even came out, they didn't have a finished script. The cast didn't know what the movie was going to be about. They cut John Malkovich last week or the week before, so they didn't know what this movie was going to look like until the hour before it came out a few days ago, 4 days ago or whatever. And I feel like it shows a lot. And again, I love Thing as a character. I even agree with what you said about the stuff he does in this movie is kind of cool. every time he is on screen, it is distracting as hell.
You want to talk
And I love that he looks like the comic book character.
because of how he looks, because of being CG, because there's another character that is incredibly distracting.
Yeah, because of the CG. Like he designed like the comic book. Cool. A plus. Why is he so distracting? He does not fit in any shot that he's in. He looks out of place in.
Mhm.
Yeah, who's the other character?
The baby.
The
baby.
The baby. That was some real Breaking Dawn Twilight baby shit happened.
I hated that baby, dude.
Oh, like, why couldn't you get a real baby?
Why couldn't you get a real baby?
Like, don't they just? Okay, yeah, but not all the time. 90% of the baby is fake.
They said, I read an article that they used a baby 100% of the time.
Well, then they clearly CG'd over that baby and tried to defake the baby to. They were puppeteering this child to get specific reactions. They'd have had a baby on set for reference, but that baby was barely there. Like, I would. Why isn't all with my eye? And if that is a baby, if that is a real baby, that is the most distracting real baby I've ever seen. And
Every time we are very close to the baby or toddler, whatever, it is CG animated.
Yeah.
Like, it is very clearly CG animated. Even when Reed is having, and again, I think Reed does have I think Reed is the heart of the movie, and I think he is way better in terms of the parental role than Sue is, because they has that really good moment where he's sitting next to the machine that would have allowed him to like run tests on Sue while she's pregnant, and he's talking to the baby and going like, "Is it Franklin?
yeah,
Franklin. Hey, it's Franklin." Oh my god, blow bolt. He's talking to Franklin and he's going like, "I made this for you because I wanted to know." You know, fathers want to know what their sons are like inside and out, and I'm gonna stop doing that. I'm gonna let you tell me who you are.
I thought that was brutal.
I think
We also said, "I hope you're not like me."
Yeah.
that was pretty brutal too.
because Reed does have a lot of that self-doubt, and he has that like I really didn't like the scene where Reed gets in an argument with Sue. So the setup of it is the world is really upset that they didn't give their newborn infant to elder god.
Yeah.
Fine. Okay, I can understand that, because you know what? The needs of the many versus the needs of the few are the one. It's very hard to say give up your newborn baby to Galactus. I can understand both sides of the argument.
I saw both in that scene where she gets mad. I understood both sides.
I don't understand why she's getting so upset about him addressing why they're upset.
Because he's thinking about it. Like that's the basis. The fact that you're even
we're all
about it.
we're all thinking about it.
No, she's not. Like, it's not an option. If it truly wasn't an option, you wouldn't even be like running through the scenario and the logic, putting pieces together.
You don't know that, because if she's not talking about it, doesn't mean she's not thinking about it.
Well, judging on her reaction,
I don't like it. I don't think it works for her to get so. I can imagine her getting upset. I can't imagine her getting so upset about Reed answering a question from Ben and Johnny as to why they're so upset.
I can see it just because of how he reacts.
He's making
Like, he's like, no, it's the only option. Like, why rate him?
It's the only option. He says it's an option that is visible. It's ethical. It's
He says all the reasons why it would be a good idea. Like, you're telling me you would if
you have
you're like
to regularly acknowledge.
we have to, our planet's either gonna die or we're gonna sacrifice Taylor. Well, I've thought about it. It's ethical, it's available, it's visible, it's right there.
See, here's the thing.
No, I wasn't advocating.
I'm not an infant, and I'm an adult with my own thoughts.
Well, when the Silver Surfer has that side of the argument, I really like that too, where she's like, if he was older, he would do it himself.
Yeah, and Johnny goes, "Take me," and like,
Boy, nobody wants you.
nobody wants you. What are you thinking?
The Fantastic Four doesn't want you, man.
Well, I don't know about that, but
Oh, they make it very, very clear. Well, that's the thing with
yeah,
like he's constantly ignored.
he's constantly ignored by Reed for seemingly no reason.
Well, it's because he's not a scientist. I don't like.
He's not a scientist, but he's able to rework an entire alien language based on 3 words.
In this movie, he's very clearly a scientist. They even say that he's one of the best scientists. But Johnny's not a scientist. That's why they treat him like shit. That is the whole basis of the origin of the storyline of Johnny shut the fuck up because he likes space and women. That's his thing.
That's
all he does. That's his whole character. Stop trying to do science. But in this movie, he is a scientist, so I don't know why they're being mean to him, because very clearly, based on his skill set, he can do this shit. So it's incongruent.
Yeah, it's inconsistent, it's incongruent, and it's idiotic in a lot of times.
Like, I prefer you to stick with the comics, just and anything to do with the comics. Just stick that. If it's silly, you could blame Jack Kirby and Stan Lee. All right, don't invent stuff and then try to pull from that. No. Yes, I think it's very fair. If you are only pulling from source material, and then I have problems with it, that's cool. That kind of makes you like, hey, we were just being true to the source material. If you don't like what we did, you can take it up with the source material. I think that's much better than inventing shit that doesn't work with the source material, and then you trying to shoehorn them together.
Okay.
And now we have to blame you.
But what if
you have to blame this?
But what if you take what if you take the source material and then present it poorly? It's still the source material's fault?
If you present it poorly,
if you do a bad job in conveying and telling the same story from the comic, is it all the comic and the comic creator's fault for the idea originally? Or is it the
I don't know. I think there's still onus on the creator, but I don't know, man. Like, I'd rather you try. Like, if you convey it poorly, like I think that's still okay. But if you invent shit, that's what I have a problem with. Like, don't tell me that Johnny is a world-class scientist and then also treat him like shit and play it up like he's dumb. Pick one.
I'll tell you what it actually is. It's nepotism. That's why he's in the team.
Yeah, he's just
Remember the line that Reed says in the montage where I gathered a team of the greatest minds on the planet.
We just so happen to be my best friend. Best friend and my brother-in-law. And then nepotism. The fantastic nepotism. Right in that same montage. Sue is, I don't know if, like, where this is supposed to be, if it's over narration or it's in the clip that they're playing, where she goes, that voice you just heard is my kid brother Johnny. And it was like,
oh, that's where she's like talking in the spacesuit walking through.
Yeah, I'm like, all right, because Johnny didn't say anything.
He didn't say
anything. So there's some odd choices. I don't even hate that they made the odd choices, because they're trying to do something different, but it does, for me, whiff in a lot of areas where it's just strangeness. It's just strange. I don't know a better way to describe it.
Let me just ask you a couple of questions, and I'm going to interrogate you on how I feel about this, because it's very evident how I feel about the movie. Yeah. I don't think it works in almost every aspect. I think there are parts that I can dig through the rough and find things that I do like, but I think overall, because it's fundamentally flawed for me, the movie doesn't work. How do you feel about of the Looney Tunes level of bait and switch baby? Like, look,
I liked it. I liked it because it didn't work immediately.
These are the smartest people on the planet. They're in charge, and their plan is a Wile E. Coyote idea.
It's so crazy, it just might work.
No, that's stupid.
No, but it doesn't work.
No, it doesn't work. Why would they think it would work?
Because they're out of options. They've tried everything else. They tried all the smart ideas. They have nothing else, so they're getting silly.
Okay, let me ask you this. If Sue, to the point of dying, can use her powers to manipulate where Galactus is and push and pull him, when he's right on the line, they say if he goes into this area and they turn the thing on, minus the 30-second countdown, they win, right? When he's right there, that's all she had to do. but not in
Well,
like come on.
no, because they had to keep him there. They had to keep.
It looks like
Apparently,
she
they had
did
to
it.
keep him there.
It looks like she did it. It looks like she could do it.
It only worked because the Silver Surfer.
No, it only worked because the okay. It only worked because the Silver Surfer.
You asked me about the Looney Tunes plan. I liked it. I liked it because it was so silly that it brought me joy.
All right.
That is why I like it.
Okay.
This is not the realism movie.
Nope, that's fine. I'm moving on. I'm moving on.
You said there's more.
Moving on. We're moving on. Okay. Let's see. How do you love that classic? The character's dead. Sue Storm gives her life, to save her baby, and then
Yeah, I didn't like it. I didn't like how it was done.
that's all we know. She's alive.
Where they had me for a moment because I thought they were actually just gonna let her be dead, and I was like, cool, that's cool. And then they put Franklin on her, and I'm like, well, he's gonna bring her back. And then they didn't for like 20 seconds, right? And they do the whole air guitar thing.
It actually is the longest shot in the movie. It's
Just put Franklin on her and let him bring her back to life. Do it quick because we know where this is going. You're hurting the emotional investment,
not fooling anybody.
right? Because you did have me emotionally invested for a moment because she died. And I was like, wow, I can't believe they did that. That's an emotional reaction. As soon as Franklin comes near her, me as an audience member who has seen movies and seen superhero movies, I know she's coming back to life, right? No one stays dead. I know she's coming back. Just do it. Just do it so we can all celebrate together. Don't act like I'm still emotionally invested as soon as I see this plot device, because I'm not. Don't say that, you're still out of it. And like, if this is the first movie I've ever watched, yeah, I think I would have been floored. But
you're an adult man with the years of watching television and movies, and you've seen this all before. But the biggest thing
and then another tier, to your point, another tier on top of that. You don't have to make her hand flick. Just have her gasp and come back to life.
I honestly want to see an edit one time. I want to see in a movie.
At that point, I was like, have her take 10 minutes to come back.
Have her be like incredibly dazed and wrong.
Like the finger flicks and then the hand, and she just like is slowly coming back, and then they have a full ass conversation while she's just twitching, coming back to life.
Make it weird.
Yeah. The whole movie's strange. Keep being strange. But no, then they have her, eyes light up, and I'm like, that the eyes lighting up and the gasping, you could have done that as soon as Franklin got put on her, and I think it would.
I love how Franklin had no effect whatsoever anywhere near him. It's just him being on her.
Well, yeah, because he does his superpower thing.
Sure, I would have loved some kind of visual language to identify that.
Yeah, like the glow that her eyes light up with, like have his hands light up with that glow.
Something other than the CG baby.
Yeah, there was. Yeah, it's so to answer your question, it didn't quite work.
The rapid fire, a couple. Okay, what do you think about having a launch pad right next to the Future Foundation in Manhattan?
I think
because rockets famously always work.
I think when you're the despot, you can do whatever you want.
All right. What do you think about having faster than light travel being a giant a ring that they fly the ship into, and then they can still? They don't really need that to get home. You forgot about that? How about
because they slingshot around the black hole? I think is what they do.
So they use the idea of like I haven't seen Interstellar, but I saw Interstellar.
Don't put Interstellar in this movie in the same sentence.
Fair.
To answer your question, I liked when Silver Surfer said, "Fuck you guys, I can do it without it."
Yeah, that's really interesting. She can fly faster than the speed of light.
I liked. To answer your direct question, I didn't really think about it. Yeah, it's pretty silly that they didn't need the ring to get home, but I did like that they trapped her in the event horizon of the black hole because it would take her a month to get free and that would give them enough time to get home.
Wouldn't a time
That's kinda
dilation affect them since they were also going towards the black
Well,
hole?
yeah, they would
and
have
it's
spent
her-
more time, but she is getting stuck in it, so it lets them get away.
So we hear when they get back to Earth, it took a month from them leaving to getting back. Really? A month?
hey, man,
So the baby was born and has been on the ship for roughly a month?
they
A little less than a month.
the baby was just born, obviously.
Yeah, and that's going to be great for his development, I'm sure.
Do you need the science to make sense in this movie?
I need it to make more sense than it does, at least. You know,
Why?
why? Because we're dealing with characters that are intelligent. Okay, so here's my thing. It's clearly writers who don't know what to do with intelligent characters like Reed Richards. Because remember when he gets like really fixated? Like, I don't know how you, Caleb, know more about space and how all that stuff works way more than I do. I start to think about it and I start to like zone out a little bit because it makes me a little uncomfortable with how big everything is, but it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Tiny speck on a speck in the middle of those clouds. It's fine.
Oops, all specs.
It's fine. So they're able to. I'm not even going to talk about the light speed or anything like that. I'm going to talk about the idea of they have a character like Reed Richards, who's the smartest person in the galaxy.
Possibly in existence,
Right.
based on what he's able to do.
He gets so fixated on, funny enough, I'm watching Dial of Destiny, the Archimedes equation of give me a lever and a place to stand and I'll move the earth. Solve the small problem, you solve the big problem, right?
Yeah, teleporting to Earth is a wild plan.
How do you feel about the quotes? The only difference between an egg and a planet is scale.
I thought that was kind of funny because obviously that's
the dumbest thing, not maybe the stupidest thing I've heard in a movie in a on.
it's kind of accurate.
No, it's not. Not in the slightest.
No. It kind of is. The most of the Earth is
what
molten. The most of the Earth is yolk. There's only a thin layer of hard around it, which is the crust. The scale of it, it actually kind of close. Kind of close.
It knocks out 11 city blocks to teleport an egg 12 like 4
Yeah.
feet.
The energy consumption problem
That's
is
a
where,
lot of
where
eggs.
my science brain started to question the science when they were like, yeah, it knocked out. We need to conserve power, and I'm like, no, dude, you need to make a new way. You need to go make a Dyson sphere and harness the power of the sun to be able to transport the Earth.
You need to go over to Stark Industries and see if they got that reactor project off the ground yet.
And you need about 100 of them.
And you need about 1,000 of them because they're all around the world, right? All these different
Yeah.
I don't
In places that definitely don't have as good of power structures, unless the Fantastic Four have made world power a thing. Which
sure.
I kind of like that. I kind of like that they're the only superheroes around, but also they're the only superheroes around.
What do you think?
They're the only ones.
What do you think about using a 3-word phrase with no written written representation of the language, using Johnny Storm to understand an alien language based off the
If you know what you're doing, it's possible.
three words.
As long it wasn't 3 words, it was a sentence.
Die with yours. Don't tell me that wasn't 3 words.
I could have swore it was a sentence before the die with you.
It's a blessing. It means die with yours. That's the sentence. The sentence is a lot longer than the phrase that he uses to any
You know what
specifically
you're doing.
references the Rosetta Stone, which bothers the shit out of me because the Rosetta Stone is it's a visual, it's multiple, it's a language in
It's a memo,
right?
Also, you have paragraphs of information to go off of. But again, 3 words. It's not impossible
because what it's making a lot of
it's making a lot of assumptions.
yes, it is.
So again, none of the science in this movie.
He was able to speak to Silver Surfer in her language based off 3 words. Come on.
Johnny Storm was. Johnny Storm, though.
Well, he likes women and he likes space, so it makes sense.
So yeah, that's why I laughed at you when you said Johnny Storm had a good character arc.
But he does, and I'll tell you.
yeah, but it makes no fucking sense.
But you can tell he genuinely does care. He genuinely does believe in the family thing. And
For sure, but he's dumb and a genius at the same time.
they all are. They all are. They're conveniently stupid when the plot needs them to be, and conveniently intelligent when they need to be.
Yeah.
It's very frustrating for someone like me. It's the same thing. It's such a wild thing to take this movie and compare it to like Superman, which is the obvious comparison.
Well, that just came out. Obviously, DC, Marvel, you have to.
As much as I had problems with stuff in Superman, like every single line of like, I don't want to be hyperbolic. I really don't. But like this movie just doesn't work. Nothing is really owned. We need incredible things, the likes of which nothing has ever been seen on the planet before. So we're gonna do it in 5 minutes.
Yeah.
The time dilation, not near the black hole, but just for events happening over the course of time in the movie, is radical.
Yeah, Galactus, they leave him on the other side of the galaxy.
On the other side,
And he gets to Jupiter in seemingly no time.
seemingly
no time. And then Jupiter to Earth.
Jupiter passing Mars to the moon. Okay,
That takes him very
in the scale of space,
that takes them it feels like they accomplish more in the time that Galactus gets from Jupiter to Earth than they do in the time Galactus takes to get to Jupiter.
right? It's crazy. It doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense.
It's the movie is asking you, and I don't even think this is
It's begging you. It's begging you to.
I don't even think it's a fault, because it's what Marvel has got. It's the point that Marvel, it's the bar of entry, right? Like they are asking you to so willingly suspend your disbelief that they can put anything in front of you, and you have a good time because you're there to have a good time.
Right.
But the moment you start to look at it, I'm looking at it just as critically. Again, you have to compare it to Superman. So I'm comparing it just as critically as I compared it to Superman, which was barely at all. Because again, it's a comic book movie. It's asking me to have a good time. This movie makes no sense.
Yeah.
I love everything to do with Galactus. Anytime Galactus is on screen, I'm having a good time because big monster.
Not that big.
Yeah, but he's very big. He's as big as skyscraper.
He's smaller.
He's Godzilla.
He's smaller than Godzilla. Depending on the Godzilla, but
We can talk about his girth and his size, but he is very large, and he looks like the comics. That's he's not a cloud.
Cool.
Yay, not a cloud. I'm good with not cloud. There's so much standing around and talking that I just kind of wished I saw Reed Richards use his stretchiness to be creative.
Instead of being lazy,
I wish he turned into a glider at some point.
something.
The most of the time that we're seeing Reed use his powers is to write on a blackboard.
Yeah. We see that quite a bit. We see him doing that quite a bit.
And the most of the time, Johnny is using his power is to chase down the Silver Surfer. Most of the time, Ben is using his power I think, to throw cars at Galactus. I don't think he really does.
Ben throws a tanker at Galactus as a layup to Johnny, and it doesn't work.
The person who uses their power the most is Sue.
Yeah.
And uses them creatively, uses them well. I love the look.
And they're still ineffectual until it's at the point of killing her.
It has to kill herself to be able to
Remember?
glasses. But I love the look of the prisms. I thought that was really cool. It's bending light.
I have no problem with the visual effect. I think
I've always hated her force fields, but now they're like, no, that's why she can also turn invisible, because she's bending light, so it shows the light bending.
I do think that's a good effect.
That's cool.
I think that's a good effect.
That's cool.
Do you remember how she turns the ship invisible and it doesn't matter?
Well, it does.
No, it doesn't.
It does.
No, it really doesn't, because she turns the ship invisible and Galactus still hits him with the tractor beam.
Oh, that point. I thought when you were trying to lose the Silver Surfer, because that does work.
That does work.
Pretty good plan. I thought that one was pretty fun.
It was kind of the only option they had.
Oh, it was the only plan they had in this movie that worked. Yeah. Yeah, every other plan didn't work. Smart.
Hitting 88 miles an hour to shooting the light speed worked. Yeah, did you like that?
I did not like that, but honestly, just for the pacing, they started the countdown at like 8-1 or something, and like showed us counting up the entire time. That's a nitpicky thing. I would have liked that to be a little faster because we all knew like they even said they had to like get to.
Something I want to bring up, and this is like a me point. I actually really like the scene where they're in the ship and they're running away from the surfer. And Sue yells, "Johnny, kill her." And he's like, "What?" Because I have a thing, a lot of superheroes have this idea of like not killing people. Like they have the ability to do it so easily, so it is their moral imperative to not murder people.
We talked about that during the Superman. Yeah, like that's just Superman's rule. No other DC superhero seems to have that.
So I understand if that's out of character for the team. I understand in the moment where Johnny goes, "What?"
Because it's a crazy line.
Yeah.
I kind of love it. It might be my favorite thing in the movie.
It was pretty good.
She's trying to take your unborn nephew, kill her. And it's like, yeah,
Fair.
yeah.
Yeah. I like the right after that where he couldn't hit her, so he has to like ram the shot. Yeah. That was pretty fun.
And it doesn't do it.
There was one moment where speaking of the bits of action that did exist, I thought all
Oh man.
I thought all the action
Let's talk about the Galactus ship.
I thought all the action was kind of fun. None of the action I had a problem with, but it was so few and far between. That's what I have the problem with. There's that one shot where they're like running away. I can't remember what exactly happens, but the Silver Surfer just like comes through a wall and splatters one of them. And I like audibly went, "Oh!"
Yeah, I think I heard you do.
Yeah, like that one got me. I was just like,
The Surfer solos the Fantastic Four easily.
Yeah.
Also,
and again, saves the day too. Like the Silver Surfer's the only reason they win. Like they are not.
no,
winning
because
that
if
fight.
Johnny had been able to do the self-sacrifice thing, then it would have worked as well.
It's assuming that Johnny, okay, Galactus, right? What is Johnny gonna do? Hit him like Silver Surfer does? I think Johnny splats himself. Like if we're talking about the physics of it, Johnny does not have super strength. Johnny does not have a super durable body.
He still has all the power of flame and heat and all that slamming into Galactus. I think that's going to be a buffer of some like. If we're getting back on the ship,
Remember how hard she hits him? Johnny's not doing that.
she has more mass than him.
Johnny's not allowed to do things in this movie.
Yeah, that's kind of my problem. Is like he has that great moment where he is so willing to he doesn't even question it. He's so willing. Tell Franklin Uncle Johnny loves him.
Yeah.
He was about to do it, and then Rose Tico, I'm sorry, wrong movie. Silver Surfer comes in and busts him out of the way so she can do it. You know, that's the thing. I bring up the Last Jedi. At least she actually tastes the self-sacrifice thing because for some reason the
Fighting for what we love.
But Silver Surfer's also earned because she has a bone to pick with this guy. Like there's actual backstory there.
yeah, she's not.
I like the choice.
anyway, but
No, it's like if someone, because she also goes with him, so she can still herald him. But it's her choice to save this planet because Johnny did get through to her.
there's going to be there's going to be a serious employee-employer conversation after that.
I hate to see what that looks like.
This is going to come up in your review.
But no, I don't. I honestly, I don't think if Johnny was allowed to do it, that it would have been pulled off.
I think I don't solely based on how showed as he is on the Galactus ship when he's burning through and fighting him.
Oh yeah. But then you see him hit when he's punching the ship, when he's like blowing through the ship, he does a lot of damage. The few times he fights Galactus does 0 damage. Actual zero day. Yeah, it lights him completely on fire, does not phase him. Burns his eyes, phases him for like 2 seconds.
Yeah.
You're telling me he's knocking him into this black hole? He's not.
I think
He's
so.
not.
I think so, just based on like it's the inconsistency. I think if they wanted to write it, they would.
If they wanted to write it. Yeah. I'm saying just based on the physics.
You know what could have worked? You know what could have really worked? If Johnny had done that and gone through the portal and the portal's still open and the surfer sees that, flies into the portal, and Johnny comes flying back out. So he gets to have his emotional, like self-sacrifice.
Oh, you want to pull the Avengers Tony Stark moment where he falls back.
Well, this movie does a lot of stuff very similar to the first Avengers movie.
Well, that's how they know how to make team movies.
Yeah, I love it. Yeah, let's make a team movie where none of them interact.
Well, part of me thinks that the crux of my problems with this movie and the character development is that they develop the team as if it was a character. They do not spend time on developing each individual character away from each other. They have all of their developments bring them up as one, which like, all right, this side of the coin. Yeah, I understand that. Other side of the coin. You need to do more than this. Can't be the shortest MCU movie. And you can't be chopping stuff out of this movie to make that happen.
And it's still not work.
And it's still not there. Bro, like add another 20 minutes. Like if you can actually
Something. We bought the ticket, just go in there.
Why is it
Like we're here, we're in the scene.
like it?
You've got it
It's
for
so
another
short.
20 minutes.
It's so short. Like yeah, we're gonna be there. We're gonna be there.
We're gonna wait through.
I'd rather you give us more like.
You've got everyone so hooked onto this crap that you've got them in the seats going through the credits to go watch a full screen version of the cartoon that was already on in the background.
Well, we knew it was gonna be something like that, right? Like as soon as the credits start rolling, I look at you and I look at you and Maddie, and I'm just like, this is worth it. This is worth it.
Yeah, it definitely felt worth it. Now, okay, I do want to say something on, and this will probably be a hot take later.
Which I want to just I didn't even hate the end credit. Was not worth waiting for it.
No, it's not.
It was fun. Not worth waiting
It's
for.
not worth waiting for.
Yeah.
Now,
And I'm all for giving the flowers to everyone who worked on it.
Sure.
Those are the people I want to give flowers to.
Sure.
There's a few executives who I have a word with. Everyone who worked on the movie. Like I want to make that like every movie I watch, I want to make that very clear that the people who are like there's 2 million of them in the credits that you're sitting and waiting for the end credit that's going to give you something juicy. All those people, great work.
Yeah.
I'm very proud of all of you.
you got to give credit to the little Califater.
I have to. You guys made this movie happen. There's a few people at the top who I kind of want to take out and talk to, have a stern talking to, and then maybe a PowerPoint presentation. But anyways, that's my note there.
I don't know. What else do you want to say about this movie? Because I can go into nitpicks and just
I think where we have at this point in the conversation where we have to go is how do you rate this movie?
Can you go and turn your brain off and watch the movie and have a good time? Does it take up much of your time? No, it doesn't. It's a 4.
It's a 4.
And that is partly to be funny, and that's partly because, yeah, it is so mid, and it's on the lower end of mid. It's not even bad entertaining. It's just bad. It's just kind of mid.
Yeah,
It's just kind of like, and if this is Marvel's saving grace, if this is the big thing that's going to rejuvenate the Marvel Cinematic Universe, oh boy.
Yeah, I think my analysis is almost verbatim for yours. My score is a 6 because I'm just being a little more generous. Galactus, I'm not gonna lie, is wrecking the bell curve a little bit to bring it up to a 6. But yeah, it's just so strange, so fine, so mediocre.
Yeah,
like
that's something
just
not fantastic.
It's not. I honestly can say that if I had to watch a Fantastic Four movie, I'm picking the 2004 Fantastic Four.
Yeah.
I enjoy it more. But just yeah, like you said, it's you can go and watch and have a good time. I like that it's setting up Robert Downey Jr. because I'm excited for that. But I have to say, after these 2 weeks, I am way more excited for the rest of the DCU than I am for the MCU.
Yeah, I think
I think as far as revitalizing goes, maybe, sure. I mean, I went and saw this. I haven't gone and saw an MCU movie in a while. Last time I looked at the box office, it's doing all right. Sure. It's doing like the same numbers as Superman, might end up doing a little more.
I would like to see where it ends in like a month. You know, I'd like to see where they both end up after a month.
Man, make a script first, please. I think that's all I ask. Maybe slow down, make a script.
Yeah. Maybe it might do you some good.
Yeah.
Maybe it might do you some good.
Spider-Man comes out next year.
Next year.
I think that will revitalize the MCU.
Spider-Man?
Brand new day.
I don't know.
Anyways, I think that's all for this one. Yeah. What can you say?
This is probably the first time we're going. This is the first time we're being like pretty negative. I know I am, and I know I'm gonna get flack for it. I'm okay with that. It's an opinion.
If you've made it this far and stuck through the opinions, consider giving us a like and a subscription. We greatly appreciate it.
Anything else?
I don't think so. Fuck, man. I'm disappointed. I was disappointed. I had low expectations.
I had low expectations, and I was still disappointed.
And I was still disappointed. And that's not a good feeling. So I think that's what I'll remember most about this movie. And yeah, I hope the next time we watch something from Marvel, I get very excited because I've been waiting for that. But we'll see you next Tuesday, all things considered. That was depressing.